How to hear God's voice right now. How to hear God's voice today. Instantly, I'm going to show you how. It's going to blow your mind. Hi there guys, it's Rob, an ambassador for Christ. And as you know where I go, the kingdom goes. Remember, as usual, eat the fish and spit out those bones. For some things you may agree with, some things you may not. Join that Facebook group. It's going to be awesome. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. Great stuff always coming out. Now listen, how to hear God's voice right now. See, what I found out as being saved for 20 years, all right, is that God is always talking, but we are not always listening. And I'm always saying this as well. See, we think that God is going to speak to us only one way. This is how most of us, especially new Christians, this is how you think God is going to speak to you. You think he's going to speak to you like this.
Thus saith the Lord, you need to moveth and doeth as I saith.
No, God does not speak to us like that. It's very, very rarely that God speaks to us with the audible voice of God. It's very, very rare. I've heard the audible voice of God around about 10 times in the last 20 years. That is not how God is going to speak to you. So get that out of your head. See, you think, because we think God's going to speak to us that way, we then close our eyes to all the other ways that God speaks to us. We're blind to it because we think that God is going to speak to us audibly. He doesn't do that. Check this out. Let me show you how he speaks to you, right? Are you ready? Are you ready? Get your notepads and pens out. Your life is about to change. Let me give you a great example of this. See, I would say to the Lord, I have said to the Lord this. I said, Lord, I want to get fit. And you know what God said to me? God said to me, Robert, get up in the morning and walk around the block. Okay? 2 months later, Lord, I want to get fit. And God said this, Robert, get up early in the morning and walk around the block. And then again, I said, Lord, I want to get fit. And he said the same thing over and over again. He didn't give me a new word. He didn't say anything different. He said exactly the same instruction. I'll give you some more examples. I've said, Lord, I want to lose weight. Lord, I want to lose weight and get healthy. And God said this. He said, Robert, drink more water. A couple of weeks later, Lord, I need to get healthy. I need to get healthy, Lord. Bless me. Show me how to get healthy. And God said, Robert, drink more water. Lord, please, Robert, drink more water. God did not say anything different. See, when we pray and ask God for something, God gives us the same instruction over and over and over again. He will not give us a new instruction until we have fulfilled or filled or completed the first instruction. For example, if you're going to build a car, you don't get the wheels out and put the wheels on. Why? Because there's nothing to put the wheels onto. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to follow the instructions step by step that God gives to us. God will give you step-by-step instructions to go in a direction or to get an answered prayer. God will give you step-by-step instructions, but he will not give you another instruction till you fulfill the previous instruction. Now listen to this. What is the last thing God spoke to you about your finances? What's the last word God has been speaking to you about many things in your life, and you know what they are. God will say to you, forgive that person. You haven't forgiven them yet. God will still say to you, forgive that person. You still haven't forgiven them. And God keeps on saying it and saying it and saying it until you forgive that person. This is what God, this is how God speaks. Because there's like a niggling inside you. There's something in your heart pulling. That's the voice of God. God is giving you the instruction. He's speaking to you about certain things in your life. Let me give us a few more examples. See, you will say, for example, I want to be, Lord, I want to be debt free. Lord, I want to be debt free. And God will say to you, start tithing. Lord, I want to be debt free. Start tithing. Lord, I want to be debt free. Lord, I want to be debt free. Start giving to your local church. Lord, I want to be set free. And you keep on praying, saying that and saying that and saying that. You will not be debt free until you fulfill or fill or obey the first command or first thing God said, which was start tithing. Start giving in the offering. Start helping your church out in some sort of way. And when you start to do that, then God will start to give you the next instruction. Right son, right daughter, now you're tithing or you're paying offering. Now I want you to start doing this. And he gives you more and more instructions. And as you follow them out, you'll become debt free. This is how God works. So what am I trying to say to you? Sit down and look around in your life, in your health life, your financial life, your social life, your spiritual life. God is always speaking to you about your spiritual life. You're sitting down watching telly and God says, read the Bible. Read the Bible, read the Bible, read the Bible. And you say, Lord, I want a word. Give me a word, Lord. Give me a word. Read the Bible. Lord, give me a word. Read the Bible. Lord, give me a word. Read the Bible. You start reading the Bible. Then he says, okay, start worshiping me. And then he gives you more instructions. That's how the voice of God works. This is how God speaks to us. And this is how God is speaking to you. So you could be newly saved, all right? And you just need to sit down, look in your life and perceive what God is saying to you. I could guarantee you he's speaking to you about your spiritual life, telling you to read the word more. He's telling you about he's pointing out things in your life, forgiveness maybe, or certain lifestyles you're living. He's speaking to you about those lifestyles. Listen, he's saying, son, daughter, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that, stop doing that. And you continue to do it, and you keep on hearing the same instructions. Stop doing that, stop doing that. That is God speaking to you. So don't be ignorant of that voice. Don't shut that voice off. That is the voice of God, because God is always going to be telling you something positive. Why? Because God always wants to get something good to you. God is always trying to get something. He wants to release blessing in your life. But until you fulfill and follow certain instructions, you ain't going to receive that blessing. Why? Because for you to receive that blessing, you have to. There's a few instructions, a few steps you have to take in order to receive that blessing. And if you don't follow those steps, you're not going to receive that blessing. So what has God been speaking to you about in your life? Sit down, analyze your life, and you will see that God has been speaking to you loud and clearly. Forget the audible voice of God. You're not going to hear God like that at all. You'll hear God in the small things. That's one way that you can hear God's voice right now, and I hope that's helped you guys out. It's Robert, an ambassador for Christ, and as you know, I go to Kingdom Goes. Leave a comment down below if you need any help, or you need me to go a bit deeper into the same subject. I'm here to help you guys out. Stay blessed. Have a great day. I'll see you guys later.